talk DBs, baby. Let me come closer because I can't talk super loud because my son is asleep. Which normally if I'm on the phone at times and he and I'm talking, he'll jump and then I guess my voice will soothe him. And there's been times where I've been on the phone with him and he and he'll just fall asleep. Like there's nothing, not on the phone with him, but I'll be on the phone with somebody and I'm trying to get him to go to sleep. And like the more I'm talking, he'll just be staring at me and he'll just fall asleep. So all my parents out there know when you're raising a newborn, he's almost a year now, which is crazy. When you're raising a newborn, it's like getting him to sleep is like the highlight of your day, your night. But fatherhood has been great, y'all. And this last week, what I was able to do was I was gonna put out a video, but I said, you know what? I had some work planned with Joe Rod, and I said, I'm just gonna take some time to really sharpen up on film, really write notes down, and go back and I got a couple pages of notes on these defenders, and really just go back to some stuff that I already had, reshuffle, because I did have to do some reshuffling from when I first dug into these DBs into now, and I'll tell you, I tweeted it out like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Actually, it might have been a week ago, and I'll put it on the screen now. Okay, Jaycee Horn is my DB1. So, matter of fact, let's just go ahead and drop the list. It's right there for you guys to see, and I'll go ahead and talk about all of these DBs, these corners. I got honorable mention Paulson Adebo, Stanford corner. I really like him. There's people out here there who don't like him. He's a zone corner, all this stuff that they hear, but we'll talk about him. I like Greg Newsome a lot. I like his swagger. Elijah Molden could have been an honorable mention for me too. I picked him in a few mock drafts. I really like the player out of Washington. I like Greg Newsome out of Northwestern. I love Eric Stokes, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Caleb Farley at 3, Surtain at 2, and then Jaycee Horn is my number 1. And I'm not scared to say that, and I think that he is going to translate. His game is going to translate to the NFL the best. So when talking about these corners, I'll be real with y'all. There's no headliner. Like there's no Prince of no, not Prince of Mukamara. He wasn't well, coming out he was rated high, but he wasn't really good. There's no like Morris Claiborne bona fide number 1. Now, obviously Morris Claiborne came into the league and wasn't good, but there's no Jalen Ramsey in this DB class. There's not. But there's some guys that in the right scheme, like there's some guys who do some good things well. And now for this team, it's going to be about what are you looking for really to complement Diggs? Like who complements Trevon Diggs the best? Because I'll be honest with you, Anthony Brown could get you by, but you don't know what's going to happen with Cheeto. And, you know, corner, there are a lot of people who rank corner right after left tackle in the need value of like the draft and team building is very high. There are. So when you have a need, like I love Trevon Diggs. I think he's a 1. I think he's always he'll give up plays, but he'll always find a way to battle. He's chippy, he tackles. He'll always find a way to battle. He'll always find a way to make plays. That's what you saw this year. A guy who was able to get PBs, a guy that was able to get turnovers. He made Dane Brugler's all-rookie team. So now how do we find a guy who complements that? That doesn't necessarily mean he has to be a true 1 shutdown. But if it's me, I'm not drafting. I wouldn't like the players that are going to be there at 10. I'm not going to draft any of these guys at 10 or above some of the linebackers because I think linebackers are a very undervalued position in the league, or left tackle. Like linebackers, kind of like the new corner, especially the way the teams want to attack the middle of the field. And if you don't have a speedy, like if you're speed deficient at linebacker, you're in trouble. So, you know, guys like, hey, I mean, everybody's down on Micah Parsons, but if you find a role for him and you really like him as a team, you draft him. JOK, you know, I would take him before any of these guys just because his film, it jumps off the screen for me. I like Zaven Collins. I've been very high on Zaven Collins for a while. I'm not going to change. I like Nick Bolton. Like, these are guys who are going to have probably more of an impact on your team than some of these DBs right away just because of the position and what it entails. So, without further ado, let's get to these corners and why I kind of ranked them the way I did. Paulson Adebo, like, he didn't play last year, and people found reasons to hate him, which is weird to me because when I watch film, I see a long player, kind of stridey, but in cover 3, what this team is going to run, he's perfect. You see the ball production, in that Stanford scheme, you see a guy who made plays. I don't see why there's so many people that are down on the Stanford corner. I think he plays well. I think he reminds me of coming out, Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman played the exact same way. A smart, heady corner, cover 3 guy. No, he can't run, all over the field with guys, but he's gonna out, like, DB is very much a thinking position. It's very much you got to know what guys are trying to do to you to beat them. And his length is kind of tailored to what's in the league now. So I like Paulson Adebo a lot. Greg Newsome, Northwestern, I don't think he's 6 foot. He's listed as 6 foot. He looks more 5'10", 5'11"-ish to me. I see him playing off a lot. I see him playing a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 2. He's not a guy who's just going to man up and lock you down. His frame isn't built like that. However, the way he's able to anticipate, I must be hungry, y'all. The way he's able to anticipate and breaking routes is exceptional. What was the film I watched on him? I want to say the Michigan State game, he was really sharp. And in the Nebraska game, you see him jumping routes, you see him making plays. And so, to me, that's where we get into this, okay, a compliment to Trevon Diggs, because you saw what Dallas did this year. They put Diggs on the 1. It's like, go guard him. That's what you got to do. Go guard him. Go guard Julio. And it didn't crack his spirits. So now you bring in a Greg Newsome who could be that off-man, off-zone type of guy who has that ball. His ball-breaking ability is really good. He's a really smart corner. So while there's other guys, like, I didn't really like Tyson Campbell as much. There's a few other DBs that I didn't really like, but Newsome stood out to me. That's why he's my 5. Eric Stokes, basically an extension of Greg Newsome, just a better player, just a better athlete, and he played in the SEC. So he saw SEC speed. Like the Florida game, well, he was really good, whereas the Surtain wasn't so good against Florida. But but Surtain's body of work is probably a little bit better. He's probably a better technician, but I like now Stokes. I love him in man. Off coverage, tends to get lost, but he finds the ball. So Stokes is one of those guys that the more I watch film, everybody's talking about Campbell. I'm like, give me Stokes. He just has a feel for the game that I like. He does a better job of anybody probably on this list of knowing what routes are coming and knowing exactly how to defend them. Just knowing what routes are coming and knowing exactly how to defend them. That's why I have Stokes at 4. Some people will argue that, but I like him a lot. Caleb Farley at 3. My only knock on Caleb Farley, the size is exceptional. The speed, I saw some of his some video on his Twitter of him running. He looks like he can move. I didn't see enough press coverage. I didn't see enough, even off man. I saw a lot of 10 yards off the ball, look like, cloud coverage, a true cover 3, cover 4 look. And in the league, that's just not going to happen. Like, these receivers will get inside you on those slants, and these guys have too much break tackle ability. You're going to have to get up in receivers' face and play some type of man coverage, especially if I'm drafting you at 10. So, Stokes and Newsome, they're more, and Adebo, they're more second, third round guys. When we talk about the Farleys, Surtains, and Horn, now we're talking about guys who I'm drafting at 10, or if I trade back, I'm drafting in the first round. For my liking, I'm not drafting a corner where all I see is him and off coverage. I'm not doing that. Foots isn't doing that. So I like Farley. I just don't love Farley. Surtain, I love his technique. I think he's limited. And that's why I've constantly said I don't like these mock drafts just giving us Surtain. Because I'm like, why? Because he's limited. He just is. When I say limited, I just think the long speed and the ability to stay in phase down the field, he is a technician. So he's going to stay square. He's going to beat you up at the line. His punch is good. His stab and run is good. His hips are really good. Farley's really twitchy. Stokes is as well. I think that even Stokes and Farley are probably better athletes down the field. I think that I put Surtain up because Surtain is going to be in phase between 10 and 15 yards, he's going to be in phase. But down the field is where I think he gets in trouble, and he doesn't have like crazy leaping ability or crazy arm length to get back in trouble, to get out of trouble, more or less. But I do like Surtain. I just don't like. I don't subscribe to this notion that he's the bona fide one. You can stack these guys however you like. There's people who like Farley better than all these guys. And then Jaycee Horn is my one because of his attitude, because of his mind. He beats you up. Is he handsy? Hell yeah. Is he a great player? Man, Jaycee Horn is, I like his moxie. As a DB, that's kind of what you have to have. Like, as a corner, that's kind of what you have to have. He'll come up, he'll tackle you. I see him play off. I see him play man. The Auburn game, he put Seth Williams in a seatbelt. You see what I'm saying? So, like, the best corner in football, in college football, is obviously, well, anybody who follows the channel knows how much I love Derek Stingley. So he's the guy. LSU corner. Has it all, speed, all that. So these guys, that's what I said, there's no headliner, but if there's one who I'm banking on, the length, the press man ability, the attitude, the grit, I'm going with Jaycee Horn, South Carolina DB, 6'1", 205. And it sucks that we didn't get to have a combine so we can see these guys back to back to back. But he's my one corner. He's my one DB. After watching enough film, I watched, went back a couple years, and he's gritty, man. He's gritty. He's nasty. He's talking. After every play, he wants smoke. That's what you gotta have to play in this league, man. Like, and I pride myself on really knowing how to grade DBs. So it's very lazy to me that everybody just throws Surtain up there on these mock drafts. It was like, well, hold on. Did you guys even watch any Jaycee Horn film? So that's my ranking, guys. I got Jaycee Horn 1, Patrick Surtain 2, Caleb Farley 3, Eric Stokes 4, Greg Newsome 5, and honorable mention Paulson Adebo 6. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know how you guys rated these corners. I wanted to take some time. We still got plenty of time in this draft process, so I don't want to just rush. And I really wanted to do my due diligence and watch film. So those are my guys. Let me know what you think. Hit up the Cash App, y'all. Hit your boy up, man. Throw me a couple bucks, man. I don't go live. Oh, I'm getting my MacBook fixed. It's not here right now. It's at the shop. I am getting my MacBook fixed. I got plenty of room, so I'll be able to get y'all better quality videos and go live more. I told myself in 2021 I want to go live. So anyway, it's your boy Foots. As always, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Peace. Oh, yeah, y'all. Before I end this video, go watch me and Joe's video. We went live and talked quarterbacks in this draft. I gave my thoughts on these guys. So, draft season is among us. Y'all know this is what I do. Come on, man. This is what I do. Stop playing with me.